Hey everyone, this is Tracy with Color Me This. Today is episode 343. We are continuing on in Small Victories. I have up the last image I worked on, which was the castle with the rainbow. You'll see that I have done a little more work on this area where the color would not apply. Today I am going to try the quartz sand eraser. I actually already did the sand eraser, and I'm going to try to apply Purple Lake Deep 38. It's not as good as it could be, but it's better than the other day when it got too glossy. When you add the ink, you have to be careful with how much you put down, and it was a little bit, it was doing this. So I am going to find something even more rough. And again, there is a pencil texture that you can buy that will repair your paper. It'll add the texture back so that you can color it. And so the sand eraser did a little bit, but not as much as we need. So back to the drawing board. We will see if I come back to that. I've still got 2 images we're going to work on today. I hope everybody had a good Christmas. Ours was very good. We made breakfast for my mom and her husband, and everybody enjoyed it. So we're going to work on the mushroom. I've decided I am going to go ahead and have this castle be yellow and blue. And the mushroom, I'm going to go ahead and make burgundy. I happen to have the Starjoy Golds out. I was using them for the Christmas tree that I colored, and Hub picked the pencil set. He picked the page, so I had him pick the set, and he picked, from my list of all of the pencils I own, he picked the first one that had a Christmassy name, and so Starjoy it was. So I am just going to grab a couple of colors. We have Barbecue, which is a dark color. I'm going to grab these 2, Barbecue, and then Garnet. So 99S and then 53VR. I do have lighter colors as well. And so we'll see if I want to get into the magenta. We'll just see how light I want to go with that mushroom. So I spent a little more time on the Christmas house. Got that finished up. Got the video part 2 loaded. Did not get any coloring in Small Victories, as you can see here, done over the Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. I am actually sitting up at my crafting desk because I have my camera set up here for my monthly video that I do on my crafting channel. And I didn't want to move everything, so I do not color sitting up very often. Last night I settled into bed quite early for me. I think it was about 8:30, and colored. Yeah, that wasn't the dark. This is the dark. I thought it looked pretty light. So I colored the tree. It's a new artist. So it was officially the 4th book I've ever colored in. And the style of the art is different. So I was challenged by these repeat patterns on the tree. And then I will do a walkthrough of it at the weekly review, which is actually going to be a bit of an annual review since we are so close to the end of the year at this point. So that was the 99S I thought I was using. It's called Barbecue. And now I am going to continue on with the middle color Garnet 53 VR. So today was a really fun day. I got up early, which seems to be a thing for me. I'm the person that says don't call me before 10. And I just, I think part of it is for so many years of traveling in different time zones and having grown up in Washington State. So our time zone is like the farthest, the earliest of any of them, Pacific time. So when I quit work, I was also traumatized from all of the years of working very strange hours in IT, very early, very late. So I pretty much never wanted to set my alarm. I'm moving on to the Fuchsia 50 RV. Oh, magenta. Let's see how this is. Is this too purple? Because I do have fuchsia. I'm afraid that that is probably not. I can see the tip is very purple. So we're going to go with instead pink fuchsia 54 VR. So yeah, I was the one that like never wanted to have to wake up to an alarm when I retired. I think maybe most people go through that. Those days are done. Now I'm back to, because when I worked, I didn't need an alarm, and I would wake up on my own before 7 o'clock and didn't have a problem with making myself get up. But then when I retired, I was definitely against early morning doctor appointments, early morning. We usually stayed in RV campgrounds most of the time, and checkout is at 11. So we would be able to sleep in till 8-ish. So that worked for me. But now I'm back to getting up early is not a problem. I had my last custom card order for the year to pass on. I don't know why all the custom card orders all happened to be this time of year, but this particular order was, she ordered it 3 months ago. And it was a wedding card for her grandson's wedding. They're leaving, I think, on December 30th or 31st. They get to go to Syracuse, New York in the middle of winter, and they're from here. So they're thrilled about having to be in the cold. Not so much. So I got to get up early. There was an exercise class. I rode the bike, stopped at the exercise class because the realty company, because the person who bought this card works at our realty office. I think it opens at 9. As I was leaving the realty office, and I thought I would go visit Hub. He was working way back, I don't know, 2-3 miles away maybe, at a place called Buck Lake. It's the biggest lake we have. And so he was working on the road there that has, it's a sand road. He was pulling up roots, chopping them up, I guess. So, what color am I going to do the spots? I'm sitting here with already a tray full of pencils because of already using these last night in bed. And so I'm trying to do what I can to pick what's already out. This is just for the little dots called Beige 98S. I will also use it on the stem. And I have an array of different colors, so this is the lightest one. I have not finished with the dark red. There's a lot of tooth still showing. So I was out quite a few hours today on the way to visit Hub after dropping off the card. I saw my mom's Jeep at the golf cart place. We have a golf cart store here because it's right next to the golf course, which we are not golfers. We like the nature here. And she was picking out a cover for her cart 57J that they have just bought. And it's just so weird. So then I go and see Hub, and I'm riding. We have electric bikes. They're all broken. So I'm puttering around on a manual bike. I'm going to use Baby Kiss's 89S to burnish this down. So it was just a crazy morning of helping my mom pick out the cover, going and saying hi to Hub. It's miles away from where we live, and I rode that bike. I'm proving to everybody that you can ride a manual bike. It does not have to be an e-bike. You go a little slower, but it works just fine. Leg power works. So I surprised him. He was not expecting me at all. I guess right after I'd left, my mom came, and she was walking. He says, I didn't see her cart. And I said, that's because she was in her car at the golf cart place. They already have an old golf cart that her husband's going to use, and she'll get the new one. They, in fact, bought our second one. We do not need two. One is enough, and we don't have a big enough garage to store everything as it is. Now that they own the other one, the old one, we can always borrow it if we need to. But we rarely need a second cart. I like to bicycle everywhere. So then I get home from my excursions. I think I rode 5 miles today on the bike. It was a lovely day. And so my mom knocks on the door. She was just out at Buck Lake. I think she walked. I don't know where she parked the car to get back there. And then there's a trail back there, and she went on the trail. So everybody thought it was pretty cool that we can find the family somewhere on the property, even though it can be 3 or more miles away. 5 miles round trip. It's a very large place. And you can walk it, bike it, golf cart it, or like she did, she took the Jeep. I really don't know where she parked back there. There is a gate going to the conservation, the watershed. She might have gone straight back and just parked at the gate. All right, so my mushroom is looking very nice. This did a nice job of burnishing, getting rid of most of the tooth. I could come back in now. I don't have my sharpener is in the room and Hub is napping. So we're going to have to survive without a sharpener. I might have a manual. It is the Prisma, so it's going to be a shallow point. So I don't know if I want to use that. So this is the, maybe there's a, so this is the Prisma, and there's 2. It does show a deeper point, and then the shallow, typical Prisma point. So let's just see if I can use this deeper one. It still looks different. There it is. Still a little shallow. Here is what my electric sharpener length is. Very different. Oop, but I do want... And I knew that that really pointy tip was going to break. Back here and do these. The ones when the tip was sharp. Alright, so that looks cute. I just used that beige 98S, and now I am going to go darker brown light, sienna brown light 97S. All right, now I've got to pull a couple of greens, nothing too fancy. We're gonna go with bright greens. 27 YG is apple green as the light, and the dark is 26 YG spring leaf. I am going to grab a brown. I'm going to just grab Tree Bark 103S. Grab the Sienna Brown Light 97S. And then there's a light gray. These are going to be stone. So this light gray is French Gray 2 112GS. And then I have the 114GS French Gray 4. So it's a darker. going to move on to our fine house, Taj Mahal. And I want it to be yellows. I am going to coordinate all three of the buildings here on this page to be brown, blue, gray, and yellow. So that is what I will be working on here. The roofs will be blue. And I'm kind of just pulling today as we go, pulling colors. I do not even have, I think I have a swatch. There's a swatch. It's just not, this is the swatch that comes with Star Joy Golds. I will show you a corner of it since I'm all zoomed in. It is not in color family order. It's in numeric order, so it kind of goes in a wonky color pattern. Oh, and remember, this is the infamous 56J that I did not have, and now I do. 56J is carrot orange. Here it is. Carrot orange, the completionist in me is now going to be a very happy camper. This is really terrible paper. It makes these look like crayon. There's a lot of resistance on them. It's thin, it's waxy with a shine. Absolutely the worst for a color swatch, but there it is. 56J colored in. All right. Moving right along, I have already got canary yellow out. I did have it out. I even used it. Where did I put it? That is crazy. I'm going to pause and go find it. All right, I found it. We're going to start with 18OY Maize. I wonder if it should be M-A-I-Z-E, like maize the corn. 19Y Canary Yellow, and 57J Sunshine Dawn. All right. I'm going to have the light source be off to the left, the right over here, just like we had for the castle above. The windows will be dark blue. I have to leave, that's wood, wood, so I've got some elements left to be wood. The middle yellow is the canary yellow. And then the darkest is going to be Sunshine Dawn 57J. Fairly orangey. This is actually in shadow, so it has to be darker. Pretty much the whole thing needs to be dark. Simple, simple. Okay, some browns. I am going to grab Tree Bark 103S. And then I have not grabbed blues yet, so let's find a blue. Again, I don't have my color. I do have that one weird not in color family, so I can at least match the blue tone. I think I see. All right, 59J. It's called blue. I might already have it out. Oh, I have blueberry out. Oh, there's 59J. Okay, so this is the middle tone. And I have is this 79 MP, Early Morning Sky. So I've got a light. Early Morning Sky is 79 MP and 59J is blue. And then we'll see if I need to go darker than blue. I do have a Indigo 109cc. Indigo. The other dark blue is called Blue Whale. Where is it? It's not very dark. Okay, so I've got my 3 blues. Let's see how they go. I do have an even lighter of blue right here that I can go with if I need to. 39B Baby Blue to complete our blue light to dark. Okay, so this is Indigo. I'm gonna probably make these spots yellow. I would love to make these look convex or concave, but I think they're too close together to do that. Have an interesting dilemma over here. This is probably a outdoor space, so if I'm not going to do a sky, I'm just going to leave those not colored in because they are not depicting an interior area. Moving to the regular color of blue. Early Morning Sky, 79 MP. Going ahead and using it to do some burnishing, push down the color into the tooth. Heavy pressure now. Lightest blue is baby blue, 39B. And then I'm going to darken, do some shadow right here in a moment. I actually think I may, we have a banner here, and I might add, I'm seeing how many sections there are. I might be able to pull each color of a rainbow that I put on the rainbow you can see right here. So we will see if I can pull that off quickly. I do want to grab indigo because I need to have a little shadow going on here. There's a tiny bit of resistance. A couple of the sets do this, mainly dark colors. I can see where when I'm drawing right next to a black line, the color does not adhere right next to that line, which is kind of weird. I do need to soften this right here up. There we go. Okay, I've got my 3 yellows. And I want, with the yellows, to do just a really simple gold looking top. That can be gold. All right, now let's see. I'm just going to flip through the book here. I have a red, so we're going to do rainbow color from bottom to top. I had carrot orange just a moment ago. I might want to use vermilion instead. Okay, so here we go. Yellow. Orange. Red. Red is ladybug. Red, 55J. The orange I grabbed is vermilion. Oh, vintage vermilion, 70 MP. And I'll have all of these that I have pulled in the description. Probably need to remember to leave them out because mixed in, I pulled these again from a Lazy Susan filled with pencils that I used last night. Thank goodness I got all of those colors logged. Okay, so we need a green, correct? We are going to use spring leaf. Oh, we have pink and purple first. Let's see. Find a purple. How about violet? That's going to be pink. This is going to be purple. the color blue. It's going to be a little darker than, yeah, that's pretty close. Okay, green. I'm just going to grab the color green. Green is 58J. And then we need the hot pink, which looks like I'm going to grab fuchsia pink. All right, and then I thought I saved the herringbone pattern wood. I have a dark color, 102S. What I just used is the Tree Bark 103S. And this 102S is very dark. Good Earth. I'm going to do a little bit of dark here on the left side and in these corners. Yeah, there's a little bit of resistance there on the brown. Not wanting to adhere right next to the line. I'm going to grab a light brown, sienna brown light. We've used 97S. I'm just grabbing random Tree Bark again, 103S. Sienna brown light. And then the lightest color, beige, 98S. I used that on the stem and the dots. And we are done. Alrighty. I do not have the polychromos as the next set, and so I am going to go ahead and stop here, and we'll save. I will be able to do this, it's so small, and then we will jump ahead and probably be able to start on the butterfly. And I have my cheat sheet here, so we are going to be using the first set. Is that butterfly is going to be Castle Arts Harmonious. So my battery has just gone low and I am finished, so that is a sign. And we will go ahead and pick this up tomorrow, trying to get through the last, just a regular old house, and then the butterfly. So do all the YouTube things, like, share, comment, consider subscribing. Thank you all for joining me today, and I hope you will join me tomorrow where we will continue on. Take care, and I will see you then.